Hey, so you're looking to achieve compliance for the first time or looking for a way to maintain your existing compliance in a more efficient way? Scytale might be the place for you. I'm Gregory, an account executive here at Scytale, and I'll be happy to run you through just a 5-minute demo on how Scytale's platform works, what we do to see if it is something that might fit your current needs. Here at Scytale, we provide what we call a compliance hub, and the idea is that everything you need from the start of the process all the way up to certification is handled within our system. So there's a few core elements of service there, our main offering being our automation platform, which I'm going to pause on for now because I'll give us a short demo of that very soon. But what we've done as well is taken the platform and paired it with a full professional consulting service. So we've got a team of dedicated compliance experts who are going to be meeting with you weekly to give you all the expertise, the advisory, but also the project management as well to really drive this forward for you guys. We also do penetration testing in-house as part of some of these compliance framework requirements, and we're going to take care of those certifications for you too. So it's a bit of a one-stop shop, but yeah, let's jump straight into the platform and give you a short tour of how this all works. Now, the logic of the platform is super clear, and that's for you to achieve and to maintain compliance. So everything on the platform is kind of geared towards that. Open it up, you get a nice overview of your project from a task management system to the management of your policies, the actual monitoring of controls, and of course, the progress that you're making with the relevant framework. Now, on the left-hand side here, we've got all these modules related to compliance, and we're going to kick things off with integrations. So the first step for us here is to integrate with your tech stack as much as possible. Think cloud providers, code source management tools, ticketing tools, or HR tools, or communication tools, for example. By integrating with your tech stack, we're now going to be able to automatically monitor your compliance, understanding where the gaps are, alerting you of those gaps. And at the same time, we're going to be automatically collecting all the evidence data that you would need for a specific audit. And that all takes place on the left-hand side here in the monitoring module. And simplicity has very much kind of led the way for us here. So what you see in front of you is all these controls, these things you need to do for your compliance framework. They're grouped by subjects that are really easy to kind of manage or delegate within your team. At the top, you can filter by owner. You can go into different frameworks. Let's choose, say, ISO 27001 as an example. We can now go into a subject. I'll choose cloud security, and we can see all the controls, the things that need to be in place to be compliant. We can also see who in your team is responsible for managing that. But the most interesting or the most practical part I want to share with you all here is the status. So where things are healthy, of course, that means it's already compliant. Cool, forget about it. But when we see something is flagged, it's obviously not compliant. And this is a great indication to understand where the gaps are, what you need to work on. Now, let's have a look at the workflow if something has been flagged. So for example, database encryption is configured in the cloud database service. We see that this has been flagged. And if I click on it, a bunch of important information will pop up. But what I just want to point your attention to is right at the bottom, we're going to see this automatically collected data. Now, if you have not done a compliance project before, you might not know the pain of evidence. And this is why I want to share this with you guys quickly. Over here, we can see a summary of the evidence. For this control, has database encryption been configured? We can see over here that there is no encryption in place, which is why it's been flagged. But then on top of that, we're adding on the top right-hand side here what we call the IPE, or the information provided by the entity. In this case, it's an evidence document providing the name of the control, the service, the timestamp, and then the actual test result here. Now, just for an example, ISO 27001 has over 93 different controls. And you can imagine to produce evidence like this for like 93 different controls manually is a huge amount of work that the platform is solving through automation. Now, going back to the platform, we saw that this control was flagged, which is fantastic to know, but you want to then get like an action item to resolve that. So as soon as we flag an issue, we immediately create a task to tell you sort of what to do and how to actually fix that and make it compliant. We then go to the to-do module. It's a very simple way to manage tasks related to the entire compliance project. And when you go into a specific task, you'll get a nice set of instructions to guide you on how to remediate that and bring it back in line with compliance. So that's sort of the main, I would say, compliance engine on the platform is to plug in, monitor the compliance. If things are not in place, we'll flag them. We're going to tell you how to fix them and automatically collect all that evidence as well. Now, there are quite a few other processes or procedures you need to get in place to be compliant. Of course, this involves a lot of policies, so we are providing you with all of the off-the-shelf templates that you need with a full policy management platform. You're also going to be able to do your risk assessment, picking up risks, managing them, mitigating them, all worked with on your consultant. You're going to be able to do your vendor assessment, another requirement for a lot of these frameworks, as well as your user access reviews, which is commonly requested too. In terms of managing people, you can have full visibility on your staff in terms of the training that they've done related to information security or compliance, as well as the relevant policies that they need to review. And you're also going to be able to do all of that training on the platform itself. So we provide pre-approved training courses for the relevant framework so that you don't need to get to another vendor. So I think, as you guys can see, besides providing a way to have visibility, monitoring, and automation, we're also providing all the tools you need to actually navigate this in efficient way as possible. And that leads us all the way up to the actual audit itself. Over here, we're going to bring in the external auditor. They run through the entire process on the platform before issuing your certification. So that's a quick overview of Scytale's platform. I'd love to share with you guys a little bit more on that process and learn a bit about the intimacies of your business and how that works. So let's set up some time and we can take it further.